Keeping your edge. Are you sharp? In a world that is constantly changing, it is critical and crucial that you maintain your edge and keep your blade sharp. The scripture says, iron sharpeneth iron. We're going to discuss that this morning on This Is Your Day broadcast. Be back 2 minutes. Good morning, everyone. How many of you know how important it is to keep your edge sharp, or keep your axe sharp, or keep your mind sharp? In a world that's constantly changing, you always want to be prepared and stay in front of change by making sure you keep that cutting edge. There's a story about these two lumberjacks, and they was involved in a lumberjack competition. And one lumberjack was a younger, stronger lumberjack. And then you had the older lumberjack. So you had two individuals getting ready to enter into this competition. As you look at them, you will see that it seems to be quite unfair, simply because there was one that was younger and stronger compared to the older gentleman. So the competition is to see who can cut the most trees in 1 hour. Who can cut the most trees in 1 hour? So the young buck, he kind of figured he got this in the bag. When he looked over at the older gentleman, he says, no way this older gentleman can defeat me. Matter of fact, he had the young crowd rooting for him. That is an easy win. So for 1 hour, they had to cut. And as they begin the competition, the young guy, the young lumberjack, he started doing his job and cutting the tree. And he was somewhat arrogant because he already knew he had won the competition. The older gentleman, he started. But as they were going further into the competition, the older gentleman would pause and take a break. At this time, the young guy, he's pretty much patting himself on the back because he know this older guy, he's wore out already. So as they continue the competition, 45 minutes in, the older gentleman will cut for a little while, and then he will pause for a few moments. Well, if you look at that from the outside and see, well, there's no way he's going to be able to win this competition because he's pausing every 15 minutes. And at the end of the competition, the young guy, the young lumberjack, he stands up. He know he won this competition. But when they did the comparison, the older gentleman cut far more than the younger lumberjack. The younger lumberjack, he's confused and all trying to figure out how this older guy, who every 15 minutes was taking a break, beat me. How did he beat me? But what the young cat didn't know, the older gentleman, when he was taking no breaks, he wasn't taking a break. He was taking those opportunities to sharpen his blade. He was sharpening his axe. And because every 15 minutes he was sharpening his axe, he was able to cut more wood or more trees than the younger lumberjack. Because the younger lumberjack was dependent on brute force. The older gentleman learned a long time ago, you don't work harder, you work smarter. So in this day and time, ladies and gentlemen, while things are constantly changing around us, you have to keep your cutting edge. You got to make sure you stay sharp and efficient in what you do. Perfect your craft. Go the extra mile. Just don't do what everybody else is doing. Go above and beyond. Further your education. Even when, whatever your job is, or whatever your business is, whatever you're doing, learn to go further in your education in that area so you can maintain your edge. So when the decisions come down that who stays and who goes, but because you have invested in yourself and got this more efficient and more sharp, so you can stay in front of change, so you can embrace change, not run away from change, guess what? You'll be able to dominate in the area where you are, where your profession lies. Perfect your craft. Be all you can be. Get around mentors. Get around other individuals that's doing what you're doing, but you see they might be doing it more efficient and you can learn from them. Teach yourself to do better. And my wife was sharing something even on her job. That is some things on her job, they doing 15, it takes 15 steps. And she's trying to figure out why you doing it in 15 steps when you can do it in 4. See, a whole lot of activity don't mean productivity. What she's doing as she's getting older, she's wiser, and she's learning not to work harder, work smarter. Remember, iron sharpeneth iron. Listen, I hope that was a blessing to somebody this morning. I pray that it spoke to someone. The importance of keeping your edge in life. Maintain your blade. Keep your blade sharp. Keep your mind sharp. It will cause you to go further in life and be a more effective and more efficient in whatever God has created you and called you to do. Listen, once again, have a phenomenal day. And this is your day broadcast. You can join us Sunday morning at 9 a.m., Wednesday at 7 p.m., and come and be our guest. We would love for you to grace our virtual sanctuary. And I guarantee you, your life will not be the same. As our heart's desire that when you come to Dream Center Church, that you'll be encouraged, empowered, edified, educated, expecting an encounter with God. So with that being said, you guys have a phenomenal day. I love you with the love of the Lord. Be blessed.